The introduction of the Panzer IV Ausf.G version basically changed the Panzer IV's overall combat role. While all previous versions were primarily intended as support tanks that were to engage fortified positions in support of the Panzer Divisions, the Ausf.G was to receive a huge increase in firepower against armored targets. Besides its rearmament, very little in the form of other changes were introduced to its overall design compared to the previous version. The production of such vehicles began in 1942, which greatly helped the German armored divisions to more effectively fight against the well-armored enemy tanks that were being fielded on the Eastern Front and in North Africa. The main modification was carried out on the Panzer IV Ausf.G was the introduction of the new 7.5 centimeters L43 long KWK-40 gun. Krupp, Vomag, and Nibelungenwerk received the production orders for the new improved Ausf.G. From March 1942 until June 1943, some 1,930 AUSF.GS would be built.
The Panzerkampfwagen IV Ost-J, also known as Gerap 550, was the last variant of the famed Panzer IV. It was produced from January 1944 to the last days of April 1945 in the Nibelungenwerk factory in St. Valentin, northern Austria. This variant was characterized by many modifications made to the previous models in order to speed up production and save on valuable raw materials. The Panzer IV was the only medium tank to remain in production from before World War II until 1945. Its total production number, more than 8,500 vehicles from Variant A to Variant J, represents 30% of the tanks produced by Germany. The Panzer Ost-J production lasted about 16 months, during which they received some modifications that sped up production and saved raw materials needed for other purposes. In June 1944, 11 Panzer divisions were waiting in the north of France in anticipation of the expected Allied landings, with 863 Panzer IVs out of 965 tanks. Obviously, there were many Panzer IV Ost-JS that took part in the clashes with the Allies which landed on the French coast. On June 11, 8. Panzer Company of the 12th SS Panzer Regiment of the 12th, Panzer Division Hitlerjugend counterattacked the 6th Canadian Armored Regiment near Mesnil-Patry, reoccupying the town and putting out of use or destroying 37 Shermans with the loss of only 2 Panzer IVs, forcing the Canadians to suspend their attack.
The Sturmgeschütz IV was a German assault gun variant of the Panzer IV used in the latter part of the Second World War. It was identical in role and concept to the highly successful Sturmgeschütz III assault gun variant of the Panzer III. Both Stug models were given an exclusively tank destroyer role in German formations and tactical planning in the last 2 years of the war, greatly augmenting the capability of the dwindling tank force available to the German army on the eastern and western fronts. The Sturmgeschütz IV resulted from Krupp's effort to supply an assault gun. As Krupp did not build Panzer IIIs, they used the Panzer IV chassis in combination with a slightly modified Stug III superstructure. The Sturmgeschütz IV became known as an effective tank killer, especially on the eastern front. It had a 4-man crew and was issued mainly to infantry divisions. During the Führer Conference of 19 to August 22, 1943, after the Battle of Kursk, Hitler had seen reports of the Sturmgeschütz III outperforming the Panzer IV when used in an infantry support role in tactical defense. Convinced that a tank hunter version would be superior to the tank version, Hitler planned to switch Panzer IV production to Panzerjäger IV production as soon as possible. In November 1943, Alkit, the manufacturer of the Sturmgeschütz III, suffered damage due to an Allied bombing raid. They produced 255 Sturmgeschütz III in October 1943, but in December production fell to just 24 vehicles. A conference held from 6 to December 7, 1943, addressed possible solutions to this problem. Hitler welcomed the suggestion of taking the Sturmgeschütz III superstructure and mounting it on a Panzer IV chassis. The Sturmgeschütz IV could be more quickly manufactured than the Jagdpanzer IV at the time. From December 1943 to May 1945, Krupp built 1,111 Sturmgeschütz IVs. In early 1944, Alkit built 30 Sturmgeschütz IVs using new Panzer IV chassis set from Nibelungenwerk.
The Jagdpanzer IV is the first variant of the Panzer IV Medium Tank-based tank destroyer family. It was created as a successor to the Sturmgeschütz IV assault gun family, against the wishes of Heinz Guderian, the Inspector General of the Panzertruppen, and was the first casemate-style turretless tank destroyer built on a Panzer IV Medium Tank chassis. It is armed with a 75mm Panzerjägerkanone, 39 L-43 tank gun. The armor plates on the front are sloped. Internally, the ammunition racks and fuel tanks were moved to make room for the new superstructure. The auxiliary engine that drove the turret traverse mechanism was removed from the vehicle since it did not have a turret. The 80mm thick sloping armor on the new superstructure provided effective protection equivalent to more than 100mm of vertical armor. The superstructure was constructed from huge interconnecting plates that were welded together to simplify the production process.